Up. Okay, so let's do a quick deck tech. I'm going to leave 61 cards as I'm doing the deck tech and figure out what to do. So guys, we've got Temur Battlecrier here. My go-to deck in Standard now. For those who don't know about Temur Battlecrier, you play Temur Battlecrier for green, blue, and red, otherwise known as Rug or Temur. And as you can see, by the way, there's basically no blue cards in this deck. Like, this is a red-green deck splashing for Temur Battlecrier. Ignore this bounce up. So Temur Battlecrier, 4/3 for 3 mana. Okay, not bad. A little vulnerable. During your turn, spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. So including itself, if you have this on turn 3, next turn Surrak can cost 2 mana, Trailblazer can cost 2 mana, Wagon can cost 2 mana, yeah, everything costs 1 less. Now if you have another one, like let's say you play Battlecrier and a Trailblazer, now everything costs 2 less colorless mana, which also works with the Roaming Thrones. So you can have 4 cards in play that are power 4 greater, and Roaming Throne is 0 mana. Same goes for the Vestige if you warp it, which also works with the Temur Battlecrier. And the Devastating Onslaught. X is like Temur Battlecrier helps you cast X. So it's just like you have mana. This deck is a combo deck. Most and foremost, you combo with Temur Battlecrier, but the engine of the deck is Outcaster Trailblazer. Now you can plot this for 3 mana, which you cannot pay less with Temur Battlecrier. It's always going to cost 3. You plot this, and then you play Trailblazer. That produces you blue mana, which sometimes this deck needs. And then you play Temur Battlecrier. Then you draw a card. Now everything costs 2 less. If you play another Trailblazer, that costs 1 mana, and it produces 1 mana, so it's a freebie. So you can go Temur Battlecrier, Trailblazer. Now you have another Trailblazer. Now you have 3 creatures with power 4 or greater, and you just added a mana. So you can play Roaming Throne for 1, and the next Roaming Thrones are 0 mana. You can do Sureshot for a red and green to give haste, it's one of your win conditions. You can do red for Dragonhawk, also one of your win conditions. Wagon for 1, you can play Esper Origins. From the graveyard, you can flash it back for just 1 green mana. And you can play Devastating Onslaught on some more Trailblazers. With just 1 red mana, you can make 2 more copies of Trailblazer if you've got 4 creatures with power 4 or greater, because that's 1 cost here minus the 4, so you get 2 tokens, which grants you 2 colors, again, of your choosing, and draws you a million cards. The plan of this deck is to go Temur Battlecrier, Trailblazer, and then just kind of keep playing Trailblazers and free Roaming Thrones. When you play Roaming Thrones, you can name human, because the Trailblazer and the Surrak is a human. So the Roaming Throne triggers an additional time off the Trailblazer, so every creature you play, including the Roaming Throne, draws you an extra card. So you play 0 mana Roaming Throne, name human when you have a Trailblazer in play, and you just drew extra cards. It's pretty ridiculous when you get that going. The game can end very, very quickly. You can also name Dragon, and if you do that, you have to then follow up with a Dragon to double the trigger on the Dragonhawk. So if you've got 4 creatures with power 4 or greater, you actually exile 8 cards and then deal 16 damage at the end of turn. So this can kill very, very quickly. I mean, you really just only need 5 creatures, including the dragon. Or if the game goes a little bit to the late game, you can also name Eldrazi. And then when you warp, you get the Eldrazi trigger, the Vestige trigger, leaving the battlefield, triggered a second time, an additional time, and you can get 2 things into play. So that's basically all of this deck. You are ramping into Elf turn 1, ramping into Wagon or Battlecrier or just a plot Trailblazer. There is one Surrak right now. We're actually on 61 cards. We're probably going to end up cutting 1 card for the Surrak just so we can try it. Maybe we'd just go down to like 2 Esper Origins, but kind of been liking that card, so maybe Surrak will just go back to the sideboard where it really belongs. But yeah, you have ramp with wagon, and then Trailblazer you usually want to plot if your opponent has mana up. You don't want to just, unless you want to use the mana that exact turn, or maybe go off that exact turn, but usually you don't want to play Trailblazer unless you're playing Temur Battlecrier, or unless you're playing Roaming Throne immediately to draw 2 cards. Sureshot works extremely well with the Vestige. You can warp this, and then it has haste. Dragonhawk also works insanely well with the Sureshot. You can play the Dragonhawk, even just these 2 cards together. Like, you don't have to combo off. You can go turn 1 Elf, Trailblazer plot, then next turn Sureshot, then the turn afterwards Dragonhawk, and from there you now just have Dragonhawk dealing or exiling 3 cards, and then attacking, exiling another 3 cards. Also, it's a 5/5 with trample, haste, and flying with Sureshot. What else? Esper Origins, another 4-power creature that you can play for 1 green if it's in your graveyard. You got Bounce Off as a little bit of interaction, but also Bounce Off can bounce your own Trailblazer or even Wagon if you need to save it. Or again, you can bounce a Vestige back to your hand and trigger the leave the battlefield if you want. There's the Onslaught, which has kind of been a sleeper MVP here in terms of helping you combo, and you can randomly just top deck this card and fireball them because you've got a lot of 4-power creatures. You can in the late game have 7 mana and just make 3 copies of Sureshot, and just that's 12 damage attacking with trample haste for a turn. One thing I wanted to add, the Wagon. So with this Wagon, I mean, Wagon is a card that I really, really love in this format. It's such a powerful card. It does so much for just... It just does so much for such a low cost of 3 mana. You can easily play Wagon on turn 2, let's say, if you're lucky, but 3 on just normal, and then you can play Dragonhawk, hold control, and then trigger Dragonhawk for 2 spells, which deals an additional 2 damage. Or you can play Wagon, and then you can warp the Vestige, which I've been doing that in almost all the decks that we've been playing recently. You can warp this, and then you can crew. Then you get to attack with the Wagon, and now you have 5 or 6 lands in play if you didn't miss a land drop. And you can either get a Dragonhawk into play tapped, triggering, or another Vestige into play hard casted as a 6 mana card. So Wagon works really well. It's also just a 4-power creature with Temur Battlecrier. If it's already in play, you play Temur Battlecrier, Trailblazer. It's a cheap card. It's a cheap creature. And it's a card they can't really interact with. So that's what I like this deck, because you play Wagon or Trailblazer plot, and your opponent can't really interact with these cards very well. And then they play something, like, let's say a Preacher, or Kaido, even Ninjutsu, and that's when you cast the plotted Trailblazer and play Temur Battlecrier and kind of play like another Esper Origins, a Roaming Throne, a Sureshot. Like, maybe you win, or maybe you just get like 4 or 5 creatures into play. Is Wagon a mandatory 4 of? Only own 3? I mean, I would recommend playing 4, but if you want to play something instead of a 4th Wagon, just throw in like a Surrak. And, you know, it's a bit worse because the land is very important, the ramping is very important, but yeah, I would if you don't want to craft or any rares, then yeah, just play Surrak or something like that. Yeah, so this is the deck, and not much to say about this sideboard because I really don't like to sideboard in this deck. Like, the only cards I'm willing to trim or cut are basically these. 1 second. These are basically the only cards I sometimes want to trim. Elves, if our opponent's playing like all sweepers, and you don't want to just or if they have, like, I guess in this deck Shock is still fine, like Torch is still okay, but yeah, Elves, I can trim some, bounce off in Abrade, like you can cut those against control. Esper Origins, if your opponent has like graveyard stuff or like Scavenging Ooze, or you know, the keen-eyed, or like vacuums or Rest in Peace, or you know, there's some stuff that you make Esper Origins becomes worse. This isn't really a graveyard deck, but. And then there's Vestige. If your opponent is super aggressive, this is more of a grindy card against control or grindier matchups. And Devastating Onslaught is a risk when you're playing against cards that have a lot of instant speed interaction, because you don't want to get 2-for-1 when you're targeting your own creature. So those are the cards I'm willing to cut, and basically the only cards you want to do is like Spectral Denial against control. Take out the removal, put in Spectral Denial. Ugin goes in against most people because the games go a little longer, and Ugin works really well. Temur Battlecrier. It's a nice like late game card to if your opponent has a lot of interaction and you're trimming on like a Vestige or an Onslaught or something. You want to have. I'm gonna take out one of the sideboard cards. Relax. Oh, sorry. Actually, I think I want to do Scorch instead. Okay, so yeah, Spectral Denial, I was saying, for Abrade and Bounce Off, you can take out one Onslaught or trim an Elf if it's against control. And then you play Spectral Denials in Ugin, and you can put in the Surraks. And you can trim, like if you're adding the Surraks, you can trim like one Onslaught and maybe one Esper Origins or second Elf. That's really all I want to do against aggro. When Fire Magic is like a godsend, I would take out Elves and put in Fire Magic, and then bring in Scorching Dragonfire and maybe Ugin. And like basically do that for the cards I just mentioned. Basically for Elves. And then you go into a little bit more of a grindier deck, because you've got a lot of removal now and a lot of interaction. But this deck is still super powerful and can just kind of beat down with Wagon, Sureshot, Dragonhawk, like Vestige. Battlecrier is always going to do unfair things. And then Scrapshooter is a nice like 4-power creatures when Scrapshooter is good. Surrak really shines against blue-black control and blue-white, any counter deck, but also against blue-black midrange. Not so good against Moment Breaker, the one that sacrifices. So like if they're playing Esper that just keeps recurring Moment Breaker, it's not the best, but I still bring it in because I sometimes don't have it. And yeah, Vaultborn Tyrant is a card that I am kind of trying out. It's a little cute. It works really well if like with Temur Battlecrier if you've got the mana, but you do have to cut a card for it, and like maybe it's going to be Esper Origins because it's just Vaultborn Tyrant, just a more powerful card, or like take out an Elf or something against control. But that's basically it. Like as you see, you're not really touching the deck in Sideboard. You just are bringing in counters instead of removal when they're bad, and then some removal instead of Elves, and then some Ghost Vacuum, the Scrapshooter, like against instead of like Vestige or one Onslaught or something like that, or an Esper Origins. Like I don't want to have 3 of these against a deck that plays Cauldron, so I trim. And yeah, that's the deck. Okay, that is the deck. Ugin also still does something even if countered. Yeah, that is true. Ugin is a card that can kill like an Elspeth or something even if it gets countered, which can be very, very relevant, or like a Vivi, for example. Ugin is really good against Vivi. It's possible that we just want to cut the Vaultborn Tyrant and play a second Ugin, by the way. And I can think of is that you already own Keen Eyes and don't want to craft Vacuum. No, I could see Ghost Vacuum, for example, is worse against Delirium, right? Like Keen Eyed is a lot better at, you can remove 2 cards a turn, so you can keep up that way. Also, it can help you like use your excess mana if you have some. The fact that your graveyard is not so full, I don't think matters too much because your opponent's graveyard is the one that it usually deliriums. So you can just take those cards. Like, yeah, you're not playing FOMO, but your opponent is going to be playing FOMO if you're bringing in Keen-Eyed. So it doesn't matter too much. What are your thoughts on playing Plotted Trailblazer before or after Battlecrier? I have been playing it before for extra mana, but I'm playing the clone version, so maybe mana is more important than cards. So if you haven't, yeah, I usually prefer playing the Trailblazer. Wait, you're saying playing Plotted? Why are you getting extra mana if you're plotting it? I'm confused. You're just losing a card, aren't you? Because the plot is 0. Like, if you have the plotted... Maybe I'm missing something. You can fill me in if I am. 1 second. Let's play this turn. This actually might be a Roaming Throne turn. It's a little awkward on the mana, but Roaming Throne is a much better blocker. Hand's pretty good though. Yeah, I think this is probably a Roaming Throne turn. And just name human. Yeah, okay, so if you have a plotted Trailblazer, you always want to cast the Trailblazer first and then play the Battlecrier. That way you draw an extra card. If that's what you're asking, maybe not. Maybe reiterate your question, Symmetry. Playing the Plotted Trailblazer before playing Battlecrier for extra mana, or playing Plotted Trailblazer to draw an extra card. 1 second. They didn't attack with Nemesis, which is not bad for us. Alright, pass turn. Playing the Plotted Trailblazer before playing Battlecrier for extra mana, or playing Plotted Trailblazer to draw extra card. You get the mana no matter what. Yeah, I'm okay, I think the question is not about plotting. Because if you're plotting, it's 0 mana, you should always play... You've been missing a card this whole time. Yeah, the only question in, like, yeah, if you have the plotted creature, you should always play Trailblazer. Because it's 0 mana anyways. So you just play the Battlecry, you draw a card. I have done that before too in the very beginning. Like, I played Battlecry first, and then I played Trailblazer, and I was like, oh, we get extra mana, but no. You just lose out on a card. So, don't do that. Do not do that. But if it's not plotted, then that question can change. Like, is it better to play Trailblazer first to draw the card, or Battlecrier first? I think it usually just depends on how many cards you need in your hand, or if you can, or how much mana you need. Like, you might not need all the mana, you might be fine, and you just need card advantage. But usually, like, if you're doing this early on, probably better to play the Battlecry first, because if you have, like, a Battlecry and a wagon, like, now everything costs 1 or 0. So yeah, that's my answer. Yeah, we're just gonna attack with these two. So you're telling me you've been drawing -1 card this whole time in combo? Not great, boss. Oopsies. Shit happens. All good. Let's name human again. So next turn we can play Battlecry Sureshot, which is a lot of damage with the wagon as well. Well, I'm glad you asked the question and you got an answer then, because now you'll sequence it properly. We learned something. And I hope I didn't flame you too hard. Let's add some music. So Sheltered by Ghost. Okay. Okay, Sheltered by Ghost. Pay the ward. Are we dead? I mean, we're not dead yet. Are they dead? No, they're gaining life. That kind of changes things. Yeah, I want to play this and ward here. Pay. No, no, coming out. No. Alright, so we can name human here, and I did this so we can add mana. I don't care about these cards, actually. We care more about the mana we're adding. Well, I guess maybe I did that wrong. Maybe I did care about the cards. Okay, maybe we did care about the cards. Never mind. Never mind. And I can just end the game. I mean, I can do all this also, but yeah, we have lethal, so I'm just gonna kill. Let's go for kill. How's the matchup versus top tier decks? I think it's pretty good. Like, the blue-black aggro matchup can be difficult, but I think it is overall favorable. Depends how much interaction, removal, and like bats they draw, compared to how many fire magics and like Ugin we draw, or Surrak. Very, very draw dependent, but in general, against Vivi Cauldron, I think it's very like a play draw dependent. Whoever goes first is favored, but it's pretty close. This is definitely top tier deck, yeah. This deck ain't no joke. So red, white, aggro. Probably want Scorch and Fire Magic and Ugin. Maybe both Ugin. Take out Vestige. Probably... Oh, I want the other Fire Magic. Probably just like trim some elves because we're putting in Fire Magic. And I guess we can take out an Onslaught because we have Ugins as win cons instead, and that seems okay. Yeah. What jobs have you worked outside of Magic? I worked with League of Legends. Or sorry, not League of Legends, Riot Games. And that's about it, just some consulting. I played professional Magic for over a decade. But yeah, a little bit of like game design. Ooh, it's hot in here. By the way, how is the mic today? Is it still being wonky or is everything good? What do I do now for work? This. I started this year trying to do this for work. And here we are. 43 minutes later into the stream. Alright, we're going to plot this. Does professional magic pay a good salary these days? Well, you don't really get, like, unless you're, by professional magic, if you mean content. Content can pay you well if you put in the work and, you know, you do a good job and you get people to watch and you get subscribers and sponsorships. Professional, like, actual tournaments, it's not a salary, it's just very dependent on how you do. What am I doing here, by the way? We have blue mana. Let's try to go off. Might as well, since we're a little behind here. Not ideal to draw these tap lands here. Would really like an untapped land. You and I. Unfortunate. Frickin' starting towns. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have played the starting towns first because then we just tapped. So I guess here we can't pay the ward. This is awful. I guess they can kill Temur Battlecrier and hit us to the face. They get the choice. Might as well do it, because I mean, if we at least that dealt 3 damage. Yep. Hey, what's up, Tahitian? I don't know if that is Tahitian. Kind of hard to say. Man, this card is so bad against me. What is going on? Like, what is going on that turn? What were they doing just that there? I'm 10 feet tall. Oh, 10 feet tall. Alright, we got Ugin. Starting town seems like such a band-aid holding the mana base of half the meta together post-rotation, but now it is annoying at sometimes. Yeah, starting town is a pretty big troll, but it's super solid, like, at what it does still. Like, I mean, it's super necessary. Definitely trolling us kind of hard though, I won't lie. Especially because it's, again, man, like, we have like 4 lands that are tapped in the entire deck, and they're starting towns, by the way. Do I attack here? I probably do. Actually, I don't know if I do. No, I don't do it. I don't attack. Because they can just... Yeah, it's safer not to attack here. Does this deck want Steam Vents in the future? No. I mean, you're playing... The only Verges we're playing right now are the red-green ones. If you were to play more blue cards in the deck, maybe. Right now, I'm only playing Temur Battlecrier and like 1 bounce off. But I did see versions that were playing Quantum Riddler. So if you want to play Quantum Riddler, you do need more blue sources. Man, they're really struggling to finish us off here. Do the last damage, because Shelter by Ghost is like not the bestest at doing that. Okay, I'm not gonna attack here, or should I actually? No, I should attack. Because if I find an untapped land out of these two cards, then I just play Ugin. Yeah, that's better. For sure. Okay. What's over here? We can pay 5 mana for this Hired Claw, get back Trailblazer in this, then add a mana and play Esper Origin hardcast. Yeah, that's probably worth doing. Okay, opponent had enough. I'll take it. So, I actually think this is a 4-deck format, and Temur sits just outside as number 5. Dimir, is it Cauldron? Is it Prowess and Blue-White Control? Maybe. I would say that Temur is in the top 3 and Blue-White Control is under. But to each his own. Another Elfie, okay. Oh, this has improved. Blue green. Yeah, I'll just plot it. Plot and go. We usually Char is too good. He smashes Blue-White Control every time, so he doesn't realize its power yet. We lost to it yesterday though, but that was like the first loss. I think we're legit like 14-1 or something. I don't know. We could look it up. Someone can look it up on Untapped. What our record is against Blue-White Control. Actually, I'll do it now. While our opponent is making a Soulstone Sanctuary. What? Oh, they're fighting. They're fighting skills. Yeah, they've got fighting skills. Well, I want to draw a card, so I'm gonna do that. Darn it. Needed that elf to go to do something cool, but oh well, pass turn. Okay, so let's see. Our Blue-White Control matchup. Is there a way to combine 2 decks, by the way? Would love to know if there's a way to combine 2 decks. Doesn't look. I can trash a deck, but that gets rid of our 2/3. I don't think we can. Yeah, I lost to it just yesterday for like the first time. I agree we'd never lose to it. So Blue-White Control, our matchup is... Okay, we're 6-1 versus Blue-White Control. 7-1 versus Blue-Black. No, I don't think that's very accurate actually. It's hard to know what's Blue-White Control also. You're still asleep in mine. Alright. Yeah, you could just look at my Untapped and then you can see it. You'd have to find it though through my... You just look at the deck and see. You've got to do some solo research. You found in my hand, in my government. Alright, taking 6. Got the bounce off to bounce something. Whoa. They have the bounce off themselves. Okay. Hurtful, but we'll allow it. I don't even know if I want to play bounce off. This is until end of turn. So next turn we have mana to play Trailblazer and Roaming Throne to draw cards. Do have the mana. Because this costs 2. Yeah, we'll hold the bounce off. She's on fire. Than I've ever been. How do they beat a 4/4 that draws us cards is the question here. Alright, no attacks. Okay, so yeah, blue-white control, we're I guess only 6-1 against it on this deck. Oh, okay, there we go. We're 18-2 against blue-white control. 18-2, folks. I was asked to be tagged and like, okay. Oh, this 4-color artifact deck. Yeah, it looks good when you draw weapons manufacturing, but it looks just completely unplayable when you don't. So I don't know if that, like, what to make of that. You know? You know? And there's a lot of decks like that that look good when you draw a certain card, but unplayable when you don't. And I try to stay away from them if it's only like a 4 of. Like I try to find decks that have multiple type of cards that you need to draw. Like Dimir at least has Kaido and Curiosity. This deck without weapons manufacturing is a problem. Yeah, maybe Buddha. It's possible. I could see it. I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to combo, but our opponent is not letting me do that very much. It's like I'm not allowed. If you run away, did you run away? I don't need to know. If you ran away, come back home. Alright, we want to do green and red. Good old 0 mana warp. Then Esper Origins. I mean, we win in a second. Like, one more creature is lethal, right? That Dragonhawk does it too. Okay, I'll just play Dragonhawk. I was gonna play Esper Origins and find stuff, but yeah, Dragonhawk is game. Blue, green, something. Almost got us. Buddy, you are dead as hell. Why are you blocking? Okay. Humans strive to survive. Yep, basically. Alright, so what are we doing here? We have Into the Flood. I can trim one of these. Could probably trim a Vestige for Ugin. Ugin can counter. Like, this might be like a Curiosity deck. Looks like it's like Abrade Curiosity deck, so let's do like Surrak, Scorch, maybe Fire Magic. I don't know if I want the Fire Magic. Scrapshooter is probably good too. Maybe one Scrapshooter. Sure. Scrapshooter just because like it's a creature that has reach, can block the schooner, the sirens. Meh. We just kind of want a combo. Other than, yeah, for Fire Magic, their creatures are kind of beefy. I can see that. I can see that for sure. Siren and Drowner. They probably play Drowner, probably play Siren. Yeah, I mean, also, it's iffy because you want to keep your Llanowar Elves, so you don't want to bring in Fire Magic. How important is Devastating Onslaught in this deck? I think it's a good card, but I don't know. It's not like it's not like you can't play this deck without it, if that's your issue. Yeah, you're saying your ceiling will be higher. Sometimes you can combo like more often when you have Devastating Onslaught, but it's also a trade-off because you're playing it's a much more combo card that is like vulnerable. So if you don't want to play it that way, that's up to you. Never know. Resolving, okay. Humano. Yeah, creatures I've seen the Simic Aggro, Sentinel, the 1/3 landfall, Ouroboros, Curator, Drowner. Yeah, I saw a list. I saw a version that was playing like Drowner and Might though, or maybe it's Smite, the 1 mana green one. So, oh wow, did we just draw 2 off this? I don't know if they knew that was gonna happen. And the answer is we sure did. Yeah, I mean they wanted to do it in response, I guess. This is pretty cool though. Opponent's board is kind of major, but our board is really good, so. Tell me what you hate about it. Hey, what's up, Wild Man? Yeah, and they're dead. They're just about dead. They're on the verge. Hey, hey, okay. Oh, now they're extremely dead. This is adding 3 mana now. Yikes. I wouldn't want to be our opponent right now, is all I'm going to say. This is going to be the type of game we have to watch our deck, though, I fear. Because we've got triple Trailblazer with 2 Roaming Throne. Imagine this in paper. I don't wanna. How many cards are we drawing here? Too many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, how many did we think we were? 4. There we go. Kingdoms come, so kingdom go. I mean, they're just dead. I don't need to do anything else. I could do more damage if we want to do like wagon. We can make... Let's do the maximum amount of damage we can do just for funsies. Just for funsies, you know? This is not toxic at all. Our opponent is staying in the game, so it's not toxic. I'm gonna make 6 more wagons. That's opponent not scooping. I think there's no more. One more basic. Okay. I could have done more damage. This is not the most damage. This is the most combat damage, by the way. Because we could have done Dragonhawk for 11. Where's our Sureshot? Did I screw up? Wait, I never played Sureshot? They don't have haste. Oh my god, no. Okay, I guess I can't do that then. Where's Sureshot? We never played it. Okay, I guess I am going back on that. The wagons. Okay. That's funny. Oh, the wagons had haste. Oh my god, I'm so bad. Oh. Don't clip that. Nobody clip that. Alright, let's do... Well, that was something. So I thought we had a Sureshot in play. I thought I played it, but I guess I never did. What did I not play it instead? 14 cards. Oh, that was just so bad. And I could have also won, by the way, with the wagon if I hadn't misclicked, because the wagons do have haste. It's fine. They're still dead, but... I just wanted to have some fun. This is what I get. I get punished. Well-deserved punishment, to be fair. Opponent rewarded for not scooping. Well, I mean, they get an extra turn. Okay. Now that was the scoop. Sure. Red Bull local streamer. Held me hostage and BM'd me with lethal. For content. You gotta add the for content part. And for science. I mean, really it was a learning lesson of how not to combo. Everybody saw what not to do. I agree, it was very mannerful. Alright. Esper Origins into Wagon? No. I'll take Vestige. What are they doing? Stomping Grounds? Alright. Oh, this is different. Should I kill the heirloom? Or kill the heirloom or kill... Wait, why was it scammed? You guys couldn't hear it? I heard it. Or is it just not loud enough? Down, baby. I'm gonna kill the heirloom. I don't know if it's correct, but they're playing heirloom. Maybe they're not playing like the Battlecrier version combo. It's gonna suck if they play Temur Battlecrier here, but lol. LOLs. The LOLs are real. Okay. Huh. No, we need, honestly, maybe I just take both and try to, yeah, I can use the mana. The bounce off is definitely good here because we need to deal with the Battlecrier somehow. We only have one more Abrade. Man. Okay. So this is a more fair version. Wait a minute. They attacked. Next turn we have, if I don't block, we have 6 mana. I think I just take it. Based on this draw that they have, I'll just take it. I don't like that, baby. Like, maybe this Roaming Throne is just a problem, just hardcast, or sorry, not Roaming Throne, the Vestige. And just hardcast this thing. Make a 7/5. Pass. It's big. He big. He's not small and he hates casuals. Man, what are we doing this game? What are we doing this game? Need to gain life here. Where are our stuff that are not lands? Hit you for 9. Well, I said that where are the stuff that are not lands. I was not looking forward to drawing an elf, but we're dead anyways. Next turn to flyers, so maybe it's best not to block. I'm gonna play a blocker. Yeah. Okay, no blocks. We had 2. I did not expect that to happen. Okay. That game was so awkward. The good old kill heirloom Battlecrier safe. Okay, no one expected that, but I'll take it. So if they just didn't attack with Battlecrier, they win, but they I called their bluff. Okay. I'm down. Ugins. Here, get to cut these ones. Maybe Spectral Denial is okay. I've got them flyers. I could see bringing like one Spectral Denial. Scrapshooter has reach, but it's not like that good because their flyers are too big. Okay, I'll try the 2 denials and cut like a roaming throne or something. It doesn't have reach. Okay, sure. Kind of random deck. Like Temur Battlecrier, but with no, they're not playing Temur Surprise. They're playing. Oh, what did you climb with? Sorry, I missed that missile head. Sure. Did you have any random encounter in the brew? Hey there, this deck looks very fun and cool, but I'm poor. Any good replacement for the Outcaster Trailblazers and Temur Battlecriers? You could play Temur Surprise. One random encounter? Okay, so the previous list? Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, if you don't have Trailblazers or... What an interesting question. Yeah, I would just play like a different deck at this point. I don't think you can play these cards without... I don't know if this is a troll question or not, so I'm just going to treat it as it's not. As if it isn't. Next turn, okay, 1 second. So if I play I'll answer the question in a second. So if I play Trailblazer, got 5 mana, which gives us enough mana to play Trailblazer, Battlecrier, and Sureshot, which is pretty solid, but then that's not enough mana to Spectral Denial. Kind of feel like just playing a land here and saying go. Yeah, I would just play a different Temur deck if you've got the mana base and just play like Temur Surprise. Okay. And you feel love. Yeah, thank you, Lavish. It's a good little rage baiter. It's good, it's good. No caverns, right? Okay. Why is this so red when there is cavern? Like, this can't be countered. But it can be countered. Weird. It's weird. Alright. That should probably do it. We were patient and it rewarded us. Haven't played a land yet, so wagon is gonna be lethal in just a... What is... It is true, you can just scroll. Can you feel the... Can you feel the... You change decks so many times because Arena don't let you win after some plays. Kite is really good Magic card though. Oh, okay. Don't think they want to be on stream. When you mole, so you keep 2 lander and 4. Oh, when do you mold you? So you keep 2 lander and 4 to 5 lander. So I kept 4 or 5 lander there because we had Abrade and Trailblazer. And I mulligan 1 lander hands, and I mulligan 6 lander hands, and I mulligan some 5 lander hands that don't have like 2 drops. I basically mulligan. I can mulligan 4 lander hands too if they're like Vestige, Dragon, or something. Like that's way too slow. But or what? Because like the person is still playing on Arena. So let's say they play against Cthulhu and Cthulhu's number 36 and they're like, oh, I actually really like that deck. I'm going to copy it. Now that person is going to play like... it's a bit cringy because, you know, the decks just come out anyways. Unless you just don't play it at all on Arena or Magic Online. So yeah, like for example, 2 land, but we have Worldwagon. Worldwagon helps us get the red mana and like this deck, and then this hand functions. And that's kind of the deck you're playing. Like you have Worldwagon, you have Elves, and you've got Trailblazer to help you like function. Okay. Well, we drew a land, can't complain. Hope this doesn't get batted, but it could. Okay, no bat. No Batsarino. Bat was a turn away, but this is a 3/4 now, which is a bit scary. Hope we draw the bounce off. That'd be really good. Nothing wrong with in-house testing for an event, but on Arena it's a bit yikes. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. People can do whatever they want. I'm not gonna... I don't know people's reasoning, so... And I've been there too. Like, I've played pro, like, our team's deck and stuff and on Arena, and but like, I get it. Like, you don't want to give information, but I feel like usually people who don't want to give that information, they just think that their information is more valuable than it actually is, and they're overestimating their information and how valuable it is. That's what I feel. And that's the cringy part. They're like, oh, look at me, I completely broke the format. I'm so much smarter than everybody else. And it's like, okay. It's probably like 10 people playing the same deck you're playing, maybe 5 card difference right now on Arena. Especially, yeah, well, especially way the meta and standard is now with all these various decks. There's not a single best deck when everyone just combos against each other. Yeah, that too, Finn. I mean, that's true. Like, even if you... I broke the format. I put Vivian Cauldron together, and then I added a Wild Ride. Opponent is just... Did you guys notice, by the way, that our opponent is just at 6 life? With I didn't even mention it, because I just thought it was... We were having a conversation. But our opponent was at 6 life with Cecil here to put them at 3 because they're taking so much damage, and we played Dragonhawk, hit him with Wagon for a bunch. I guess the Dragonhawk didn't even do damage. It's just them and Wagon hit. The Dragonhawk was going to do 4, so they're going to literally attack here, and this is lethal because they don't get the lifelink. It's so funny. Anyways, continuing with our conversation. I don't know if I want the bounce off. I never know. I think I just want to take out the Onslaught. Like there's a turn 3 kill with might kill deck now. Is there? Once I see a broken deck, like I make a poster and frame it. I remember when I saw you win the Worlds in 2013, I got excited thinking if this guy 2 years younger than me can do it, I can too. It turns out I couldn't. Alright, this hand is... This hand might be a mulligan. Like, if they have Kaido, we can kill. Kaido slows down, but... We've got all our mana. What do you guys think? Is this a mulligan? On the draw. We did board in 2 Ugins, so like I don't mind having lands. I'm gonna keep it. Two removal spells is really good, and also Scorch is like the only answer we have for Curiosity. So maybe it's worth it. Oh, that is a disaster to draw another land, but... No. I was saying that we can't kill Kaido. We can slow down Kaido. That's what I meant. No, we cannot kill Kaido. The way we kill Kaido is like with Wagon or Sureshot, or like just ignore it. I've been on Obliterating Bolts to deal with Curiosity and Kaido cleanly. Yeah, Obliterating Bolt is not a bad choice. Not bad. Curiosity just comes instant speed, so that's the issue. Basically no hand was beating this though. 1-drop, 2-drop Kaido. Basically no hand was beating this. I mean, Fire Magic, I guess, was beating that. But now, we have no way of killing this. Yeah. Yeah, like on the draw, maybe if we had Fire Magic, we would stop it. But besides that, not beating that hand. Oh my god. Brutal. But it's too late. Brutal. Yeah, Kaido is super good card. I wonder how it works. Like, it's pretty awkward to play it against Vivi Cauldron though, because they have like Tersa. Oftentimes you just like can't afford to even do it. Unless you wipe their board and then plus. But yeah. Okay. Dimir loses to Vivi 6%. What would you say is the Vivi's worst matchup then? What is Vivi Cauldron's worst matchup? Is it just blue-white control? Might be blue-white control. We're dead to a land, by the way. Simic midrange? I doubt that. No way, Peter. No, I know what deck you're talking about with Orbro, but that doesn't seem like it's gonna be Cauldron. Why would that be the Cauldron? You have almost no interaction. Well, okay, so I just don't understand why this deck will beat Cauldron more than our deck. We have more interaction and our combo can kill them. This combo can just get like bounced by Into the Floodmaw. And Orbroid is a 1/3, so it can just die to Torch for 1 mana too. Like I don't see it. I don't see it. They didn't have a land, okay. Alright. We maybe could survive. No, we're dead to Reef anyways. Well, we can try to attack Vestige Haste. If it works, it works. I doubt it, but we're also at 4, so. Yeah, I mean, those numbers are probably not the most accurate, though. I'm not saying they're wrong numbers, they're just like small sample size situation. Maybe like Vivi Cauldron deck players like haven't figured out a way to play in the matchup. But I don't think that would be a good matchup for blue-green. Maybe though. Okay. On the play this time around A. We'll take it. That's a good draw. We've got our three good 3-drops, one of each. So if they play Bat and take Wagon, we plot. If they play Bat until Trailblazer, we Wagon. If they play Steel Battlecrier, we Wagon. If they do nothing, we have 2 Wagons. Yeah, I think we still Wagon. Because if this gets countered, we have another Wagoon. Okay. If they do nothing here, I'll just plot. And we'll just plot. Polio, no, today I'm trying to rank up. We're 93, so we're trying to win games. No bad decks. Okay, Tidebinder into Bat. And then they need the mana too, so okay. What are they gonna steal here? Battlecrier? Braid? Tidebinder there feels greedy. I want to put some pressure on us. And if they're planning on playing Bat anyways, they don't have the mana to get the Tidebinder. I don't know, doing nothing there for them can feel pretty bad. It's always steal the removal? No, it's not. Not always. For example. That is not a legal typo for sure. It's okay though. Alright. So we Trailblaze, and let's say they have a Shoot the Sheriff. Honestly, I think it might just be Roaming Throne. Yeah. We're a little low on the mana here. I can just scroll down. And then and if this resolves, like, it turns off Drowner, and it also turns off Shoot the Sheriff for this turn. So then again, they have to do something, like if they're just attacking us with Bat, that's not that scary. Yeah, Preacher is a good one for them. But here we play Trailblazer. This gives us 2 mana, and we start our turn. Let's do red and green, I guess. Yep. And just play a Battlecrier. They'll kill this in response, but that's fine. Yep. So I can just play Esper Origins, Abrade. I could also... How problematic is Preacher here for us? We haven't played a land, so I can do Esper Origins. Oh wait, hold on. Esper Origins is going to cost 2 mana. So it might just be Dragonhawk then. What if I Abrade? Hold on. I don't have enough red, but I could Abrade the Bat, get back Wagon, and then play Esper Origins. Let's play Esper Origins first, get some info. Okay. So I can draw the card, I can just play Esper Origins, or I can play... I think I just want to Abrade. No, then if I Wagon, I don't draw this. That kind of sucks. No, I'm just going to play Esper Origins, yeah. We can keep both. And pass the turn. Close the door. If you Dragonhawk, they won't draw a card with Preacher. No, they still don't draw a card with Preacher. We're at 20. Now they do. No, I think I just yeah, why did they do that? Oh, just for untap land. I don't know why I said now they do. Sorry, they don't, obviously. Are they letting me block? I have to assume that they're going to kill Temur Battlecrier. So if I block with Roaming Throne or summon, like, what is better for us? So next turn, let's say they kill Temur Battlecrier and we block with the Esper, and we just are left with Roaming Throne. That gives us Trailblazer to get 2 mana, which is just 3 mana, which is then play Surrak or Abrade. Or we block with the Roaming Throne, and then the Esper Origins is 6 mana, and we can play, again, Trailblazer and Surrak. Kaido's scary. Well, I mean, Kaido's gonna want to do that anyways, right? Not blocking seems so much better to me. Not if they have Curiosity, though. Because of Curiosity. Yeah, I think we block with Preacher, because Preachers are the summon. Like, this is so much better against Curiosity. Throne is on human. So Trailblazer, if we have Temur Battlecrier in play, it's not a big deal, regardless. And we have this on top, so I saved it from the bat. But like, they have to kill the Temur Battlecrier, and if they don't have it, a removal, then we're golden. So this has to be bat now, and then or shoot the Sheriff on Battlecrier, and they did find a removal. Damn it. Okay, that's bad. That is quite bad for us, actually. So I guess I play the Trailblazer. Yeah, I mean, it's 6 mana regardless, and we have Surrak. We just go big here. Make 2 mana, play Surrak. Draw a card. No. You can refill this, please. Cold water. Thank you. So hot. Maybe, yeah. I think we're okay, though. I'm just gonna block the Kaido. I don't even know if I attack with the Roaming Throne, yeah. Huh. Double Wagon kind of sucks. Yeah, we just sit. The second, shoot the Sheriff with power.
Okay, open it now.
It's not that hard.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, turns out, by the way, if we hadn't have blocked, obviously would have been better, because they didn't have Curiosity, and they did have Kaido and removal. So, like, we did get punished. But they are playing 4 Curiosities, and we're still okay. But that was the ultimate punish, like Kaido into removal. Which is what we were playing around, anyways. But still. I mean, they take this, yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay. Very annoying turn. Oh my god. Ding. 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 Watch counterspell. The only counterspell that would be it would be negate, which would be a weird one to board in against us. Like, very, very weird. Works. Nothing bad will happen. Two-lander, but we've got the Esper Origins, which helps us. Definitely a keep. I mean, after we kept 5 lands, you know I'm keeping. Overlord, Boiler, Alt, Progenitus. Sorry, did you really just call this 5-color control? Because it has Progenitus? This is motherfucking Temur Surprise. What kind of bait is this? What the hell is this bait? So, oh yeah, I'm looking at all these swamps. The summon Fenrir can tutor out. Lots of green-black mana. What is this? The Scoundrel, human. Okay. Well, we can take a look at this deck afterwards. After this match, looks interesting. It's a different version of Smuggler's Surprise, playing more Esper Origin. Like, this is basically they took out elves and they're playing. They cut a lot of cards. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, definitely baited for the 5-color control. Huge bait. What is going on? Okay. And that was pretty good. This card is super annoying. Low. Could be dragon combo or, well, no, they named human. Doubt it's dragon combo. Or dragon tribal, you said. No, this is like some sort of human deck. Because Halia is human and all that. She give this back to me and wait. Okay. This is a very good Esper Origins target, but that was a very good one too. See ya. Still grab a wagon. I mean, the other one, whatever. Whatever. But yeah, Shelter by Ghost is a very, very good Esper Origins target because, you know, it's like hitting a token. Still don't draw 3 cards, do you? Why did... Oh, just to gain 2? Okay. Hey, what's up, Zitan? You never told us where you're from, by the way. I'm sorry I had to leave the chat a little early yesterday. But if you want to tell us now, I'll be happy to listen. Why is Esper Origin not going to graveyard there? It already got exiled when it was cast from the graveyard. Final tree choices? I don't remember. Sorry. It's beyond me at this point. I think we said Taiwan, Philippines, and Singapore. Let's go with those. Nepal. Oh, you're good, Raphael. Just make sure it doesn't happen again. You get one chance. Your 1-year-old gets one chance. And then it's out. We're gonna have to call Nightbot on you. I don't know, we're winning somehow, it doesn't matter, yeah. Mine too, and my keyboard has lights, they love it, both of them. Okay. Scorch, Ugin. I guess Scrapshooter. I mean, it deals with Sheltered by Ghosts, which is kind of nice without having to pay extra. You can maybe trim you and a Vestige. Okay. Not playing this. Fire Magic? I don't think so. Sure. Maybe Surrak is okay. I'll cut one Esper Origins because it's really annoying against Shelter by Ghost. As promised, I'll be subbing you for 3 months. But you hadn't said where you're from yet. Oh, I got it. Singapore. Okay. I missed it. Singapore was like my first guess, like the first thing I said. And then everybody else. Nice, you from Singapore. Wasn't it like the very first thing I said? I was like, oh, you speak English, Singapore. I think the issue with Nightbot yesterday is there's a general internal timer to prevent Nightbot spamming, so if the timer goes off to someone YouTube and every shortly after decklist, it won't pop up. Okay. That's not really that big of an issue then. It's whatever. These are both good. I don't know if I need a second wagon, but if it gets looted away... I mean, I guess what we'll do is we'll draw the Battlecrier, and if we want to, we'll play wagon. If they discard, then we play Surrak or something. By the way, Finn, how did you even know about Singapore? I don't know, I just had an inkling, a feeling. I can't explain, but my intuition is just on point with everything and all the time. We need blue mana. Yeah, we do. Okay. Also, I'm very humble. That too. Guess you're from Insanity? Well, you're gonna have to give me like some guess, some clue. Like some clue. You gotta give me something. Oh, your name? Insanity? AU? Okay, Australia. Yeah. But what if it's AU pronounced Uwu and it's Insanity Uwu? Guess where I'm from. I speak German, some French, and English. Probably Dutch. Not Dutch. The Netherlands or something. You could also be Belgium. What am I doing, by the way? I think I just want to kill this thing. No, that's bad. Is it really just Battlecrier into make a land? No, it's just Esper Origins then, okay. Switzerland? That's a good guess, too. Sorry, I wasn't really paying attention on my turn, what we were doing. I don't think we're losing. Is there a combo here, or are they just doing this for value? Some sort of value? Value Town? Switzerland is not in the EU. I mean, middle of Europe but not Europe, but middle of Europe's Europe. Did we get it right? Alright, we're at 12. We are gonna go off and play an Ugin. Okay, Alicia triggers, deal. Alright. If they don't have a removal spell, they're dead. Better off playing this first before, because it's already costing less mana, so. You're taking me now. That's game. Probably. Where's human? I was lied to. I was supposed to scroll and find a human. Sorry, I'm not listening to chat at the moment because we are busy going off in the moment. Get a 0 mana Ugin to exile serve on them, I guess. Seems like a good turn, right? Seems like a solid turn indeed. We added blue mana because we were dummies. Okay. Easy. From the middle of Europe, but it is EU. So was I wrong when I said Belgium? Alright. We winning. Alright, let's take a look real quick at the five color deck.